All right, we're here, Diva. She's
We're,
recording.
we're recording.
Yeah, you're
How's my
frozen.
light? I'm
Your light's
frozen.
great. Yes, but you frozen already. Let it go, girl. Let's
Am
see.
I back?
Yes, you're back. What was that? I wonder what's that? What was that about?
It's the devil.
It's the devil's trying to take us down. Let me turn you up.
You
Turn
trying to take
turn
us down? Turn my volume up. I need all the volume
yeah. What do you
because I'm
need
gonna
for you
apply
need
all the pressure and all the smoke tonight.
on the little girls? Mm. So Diva, I know people are really excited to probably see you on their TV screens,
I'm
on a phone screen.
back.
Right. She's back. She's come back for the reunion. And we are so happy to have Nate with us. And if you guys don't know who Nate is, you will get to know him by the end of this.
You gonna know me, bitch.
You will know me, okay? And if you guys don't know Nate, Nate and I used to make videos back in the day, about 4 or 5 years ago. We used to make videos. We did Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews, and did we do Married to Medicine? I don't think we did
we did
Married to.
mar-
I
we
feel
did
like
married. We did married to
Love and
medicine. We
Hip
did hot
Hop,
topics.
Love and Hip Hop. We did. I think, but you don't even watch Love and Hip Hop now. Now I watch that shit. And you don't even watch
Yeah,
that stuff.
you were so against watching Love and Hip Hop, and I was like, Diva, you have to watch it. It's good. You're like, no, I can only take so much. I can only take so much, but
Now I'm
I
watching it.
pass the torch to you.
Yeah. And they make me so mad. Everybody makes me so mad. Okay, so you know why we're here? We're here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 reunion part 1. So I don't know if it's going to be how many parts it's going to be. I don't know if it's just going to be 2 parts or it's going to be three
I think it's
parts.
three, Diva. I think it's three.
Okay. So tell the people what you've been up to since you've been down here.
I've just been cooking and cleaning and taking care of the boys.
Just be, just just being a lady around the house.
No, I just, I think, I've been like working and kind of excelling with the work, climbing up the ladder. I'm learning a lot of new things, getting certifications. And, I'm in a new relationship and that has, it's just blossomed to something
Mhm.
very special and good. So just kind of um, focusing on myself has
Mhm.
been my biggest thing. While you on the other hand have just blossomed, and you have shaken the table
Come on,
when it
Bill.
comes to YouTube, and I'm so proud of you, Diva. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. I know I tell you that all the time, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you now. And then today, out of all days, is a special day for you because you are a mother and
Yeah.
a great mother at that. Because
Um,
I witnessed how you raised your children, and you unapologetic about how you raised your children, and that is very special. And I'm
mm.
glad you're outside of the norm when it comes to raising children, because I know how some black women can be. Nate is here. Let's just say Nate
Yeah.
is here, but I appreciate
Yeah.
you and I wish you a very special Happy Mother's Day today.
Thank you, Diva. Thank you so much. I don't know what's going on with this light, girl.
Come on, Flicker.
It's flickering. The devil is busy.
Very busy.
It doesn't want to work tonight. I might have to get my lamp, honey.
Come on, Lamp.
It's plugged in. I don't know. But thank you for the Mother's Day shout out, Diva. Shout out to all the mothers today. Um, I don't know what's going on with this light. That is so strange. Hold on, Diva. Let me do something real quick. How do I do? Hold on.
Come on, Silence.
Okay, how's that, Diva? That's better lighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened to this light ring. Just send it back.
Come on, send it back. What you gonna send it back? Amazon Prime.
Uh-huh. Send it right back, right on back to Amazon.
Come on.
Okay, so let's get into it. So thank you for the shout out, Diva. Thank you for the Mother's Day shout out. Shout out to all the mothers. Everybody was at home. We're all at home. This is the only way that we could get Diva down here. Diva's very busy doing his thing,
Very
progressing,
busy.
progressing in life, moving upward and onward. And what is in your cup?
I am very classy.
You're classy.
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Okay. Okay.
So what I'm drinking tonight, I'm drinking my favorite Tito's and tonic
Oh.
with a lime wedge.
Oh, you're very classy. You should be down there with the
Hmm.
Beverly Hills girls.
Yes. Cheers to them.
Cheers to the divas. Cheers to the Atlanta girls. I think they did really well. I think they did really well for the first, time. They're doing a viral, as if according to Nene,
Right.
a viral reunion. So we got
She's a
our
dummy.
and we're not. Overall, I think they did great. I think they did a really good job for the first Housewives of the franchise to do a virtual reunion because of the pandemic, and I think everybody looked nice. Let's get into the fashions. We saw some of the fashions right before
Right.
because they filmed this so long ago, so we did see some of the fashions already. All right. So, what did you think about the fashions? So, let's start off with the girls. Nene. Well, we know that Nene had on black originally.
Originally.
She had on black originally,
Hmm.
and let's see. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what's going on in here. I'm trying to start this Housewives. Okay.
While you starting, I'll talk about Nene. Her fashion, that white, she needed more time. I can tell it was last minute. Like her, you can see the makeup on her neck. It was not good for me. So it's a no.
It's a no for me. I didn't like it. I think that she didn't have time. She like you said, she didn't have time. Um, she was originally dressed in something else. I don't know why, who set her up. I feel like the producers had to have set her up because everybody was dressed in white, even the friends of the housewives, even Tanya and even Marlo were dressed in some type of white, right?
Hmm.
So it sounded like they set Nene up to me. Really, they
Right.
did sound like that to me. Um, and Portia.
Portia, it was to be expected. It almost when I saw like the full body, it almost was like a sheer like nightgown. Like she was gonna be in a commercial.
Yeah, she was giving me boudoir. She had on like a
Yeah, like
bustier,
yeah,
but the
like yeah.
materials didn't match to me. I thought it was weird. The bottom of it didn't match with the top of it.
Hmm.
The crown, I love the crown
I love the crown, but girl, why you got no crown? You're
because she
you're
wants to be
not you're not you're
Kenya.
not a queen. You're not a queen yet. You're not a princess. Why do you have that on?
She is the princess of
Of
Atlanta.
what? Of Thotland? I mean, go ahead and reclaim that again, girlfriend. But like you told Kenya, you were cute. It was cute.
It was
But girl,
cute.
no,
She
yeah.
really tried to get with Kenya with that.
Uh,
So they asked her about her crown, and what did Kenya tell her?
what did Kenya say? Kenya said, well, mine was what earned, and yours was
Yeah, well,
fraud.
yeah. So I guess if you can't, what she said, I guess if you can't, if
I
you
guess
can't,
she
if you
basically trying to
can't
say it was
earn it,
dusty. Regardless if it was dusty or not, it is history.
right?
It
It
didn't come from
really
Party City. It didn't come from Dollar Tree, Target, or any of that things that you had because you can't really go in stores, so you probably had it shipped.
somewhere.
Sorry, girl. It didn't
I thought
work.
it was cute. I liked it. I thought it was cute.
It was cute. I mean, I liked it. I get the concept, but girl, why you got on a crown? Why do you have on a crown?
Right,
The people want to know.
honey,
And
because
if the people don't want to know, Nate wants to know. Why do you have on a crown?
she really wants to be Kenya. You know, we've always said that.
Right.
So they get into the alter egos, right? The
Mm-hmm.
alter egos. They talk about Nene, 50 Cent, Salt Bay, and Ken. Portia doesn't have she didn't get an alter ego, did she? Portia
Because
didn't.
she ain't got a storyline either, but okay.
So, to Cynthia's point, am I a punk or am I 50 Cent? What am
What
I?
you want? Like, what do you want?
Am I a pushover? Am I a puppet? What is it? Or is she? You don't know who Cynthia is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know who Cynthia is. And then they got on Ken, and so they played that whole thing. So what do you think about that? Because we didn't get to talk to you about, about the season as a whole. What did you think
Mm.
about Kenya and um
Ken versus Ken.
yeah, what did you think?
I
Yeah.
think Ken had a lot of validity in what she said was with my family and the people that I love. Of course, I'm going to be one way.
Mm-hmm.
And versus what I'm with somebody who I don't even f with like that, who I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like you, so you're gonna get all the smoke. But
Right.
with my family, somebody I care about, of course it's gonna be different. However, I'm gonna put that out there, that clause up there. When it comes to me, ain't nobody off limits.
Mm-mm. Anybody can get it.
Nobody. Anybody can get it, but I guess for her and her upbringing and just how Kenya is, it's a line in the sand.
Yeah. I
So
think
I get it.
yeah, I think the thing with him calling her Ken, I don't think it didn't seem it seemed I don't know what that was about. I always thought that was kind of weird with that. I understand what she's saying. That's exactly what I have been saying all season. You're not going to treat your friends and family the same way that you treat your enemies. And I think a lot of people were like, that same energy you have for Marlo, you should have that for your husband. Girl, where?
Mm-mm.
Where does
And
that
if I do got
happen?
that energy, you not gonna see
And it's not for you. And
it.
if I
It's
don't
not
like
right.
you, you're gonna get a different type of energy
Mm-hmm.
if I don't like you. And I think that's
Every
what
time you see me.
and I think that's what I think it and it's okay for Nene to say that to Kenya. Like
Mm-hmm.
I every time you see me, I'm gonna call you a bitch. Every time I go through this, you're gonna call me a bitch. Okay, Nene. Okay, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, girl. Did you catch that?
Okay, girl. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So they talked about. So Kenya said that she wanted to do that. Mark did a 360 with her, and I think she really meant to say a 180 because we don't want the nigga to do a full.
Come on, 180. We're not even gonna give him that full circle.
Well, you don't want him to make a full circle. You want him to
Right.
turn around halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Child. I was like, okay. Anyway, so they call him an asshole or whatever. And then they brought up Tanya. It was this. The rumor is that you said that he was messing with some girl. She tried to clean that up. She was like, it was some hoe. I guess it was some woman that he was trying to talk to or really wanted to keep it going. But they asked her how would she feel if they brought one of his people or a woman that he was cheating on to her. Like, yeah,
She didn't even acknowledge that. It
she
was kind
sure
of
did.
like it was Kenya in Kenya's true fashion of I'm going to talk around this and bring it back to something else.
Right.
It
Because she didn't
wasn't
even bring it
that.
up. I was like, she really
Right.
glossed over that. She really glossed
Mm.
over Tanya and and the cookie lady. So let's see.
So, Diva, tell me what you think about Kenya being in counseling because she mentioned that. So, what do you feel about her being in counseling with Mark? with what has been exposed about him or what has been shown. Because we all know, with reality TV, how it can be edited for to make someone look. I think a lot of times it's been made Kenya reality TV has made Kenya to be the villain, and she accepts that. But for Mark, you can't take what you say back, and I truly believe he is that asshole from what has been exposed about him. But what do you feel? What are your thoughts on them entering into counseling after all of what we know about him?
Well, I believe that Mark Daly is someone who demonstrates behaviors of a person who suffers from a narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not a therapist or licensed to, you know, diagnose anybody, but typically people who demonstrate those kind of behaviors, they don't get better. That's not
Right.
they're stuck in that. They have a different approach to conflict. I don't see that. I think sometimes when people like him see themselves on television, they may for the first beginning feel like I don't like the way that I look because I'm supposed to look a certain way. I don't like the way I look, but let me go ahead and try and get this person back because he feeds off of Kenya, I believe. I believe that
Mm-hmm.
Mark, the same reason why he gives her so much, the things that he likes about her are the things that he also does not like about her. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And I
Right.
think, and I don't know if therapy, like if you look at people who are in relationship like Kenya, I don't think therapy ever works for them. It changes for a second and then it goes back to the behavior
It's
that
roots, like
got
it's
them.
original. Yeah.
Yeah, and go, and I don't think that that's going to change for her. I don't think that she's smart in that. I don't think that that is an example to set for her daughter. He could be a great father, just not a great partner. I don't think,
Right.
and I think I'll say the same thing about Portia. The same, I'll say the same thing because to me, their situations are not different. To me,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
different. One, they were both humiliated by the people. One is married and one is about to
Publicly.
get married publicly. You're both
Mm-hmm.
humiliated by somebody who is supposed to protect you. So, uh, I don't, I don't think
Yeah.
that. I mean, good for trying, but it's only because of how he's being seen. To me, that's how I feel.
So it's a
Um,
no for reconciliation
yeah,
from you.
I don't see it. I don't see it for Kenya and Mark. I just don't see it for
So in the
it's
long haul, you don't think it'll work.
mm-mm.
Okay, I
No,
get it.
no. What do you think? Do you think so?
Um, uh, I
If
don't.
it just be
I'm gonna give a question mark to it because, and you probably can kind of talk about this too. But I know with being in a relationship, um, things that you may say that you will never do, you end up doing sometimes, or there is a resolve or resolution for some things. But can you change a person? No. That person has to want to change for themselves. Um, and that's a hard pill to swallow when when you are one way and someone is another way, and they don't see your stance or see any wrong in what they're doing versus, and you're the same way. So it's kind of like,
right. You don't see anything wrong with what
who
you're
gonna give it
doing.
up?
Right.
Yeah. So it's
And
like
the same and the
who
same
is
thing
gonna bow out?
and the same thing with Portia and Dennis when they're sitting up at the therapist and he's like, "Well, she got some things she needs to work on too." She's not going around having sex with other people that we know of.
Right.
So what do
Hmm.
you mean? What does she have to work on
Right.
that outweighs you being dishonest and dishonoring her? Like I
Hmm.
don't get it. So let's get off of Kenya. I thought Portia jumping in, trying to say they because they asked Kenya the question about karma. So what do you feel about this karma that they're saying, that everything that's happening to you in your relationship is karma? And she said, how do you respond to that? And she's like, well, I never said anything that people were always saying stuff about my relationship, so I can say stuff about their relationships.
Which
which,
is true.
which is true.
Yeah. So I think what bothers me the most is you cannot tell me how to respond to an insult that is directed at me. You can't tell me how to respond to shade or whatever that is directed at me. If I want to come for your grandmother who is dead in the grave, that's what I'm going to choose to do. And that's just what it is. But if I'm throwing daggers, if someone is throwing daggers and insults at me, you can't tell me how to respond. And that's just that. If you bring up something like, they love to say in Kenya, oh, blow up booty, oh, this, you was Miss
Kenya,
1902, your skin bad, all that shit, bitch. Yeah, and your man don't want you. You are bid for your man. Your man has been allegedly been called gay. All these other things. So yes, I'm gonna talk about it. You mad? You like you did?
obviously,
You mad?
right. Portia, I don't know. I think Portia was drunk. To be honest, I know she had been
She
sipping
was
on her
drunk as
drink,
fuck.
but I feel
Cause
like
you
she
saw
was
you
really
saw the
drunk.
change of the drink. You saw
Yeah,
the change. You saw the switch of the drink. But
yeah,
mine was lit over there. Shout out to Portia for being lit. I love it.
yeah. She was really drunk over there.
She
Um,
needed that energy.
she did. But I feel like everybody has talked mess about Kenya's relationship since Walter.
Hmm.
So
I
as
agree.
you don't come through all my relationships, I'm coming for your relationships. You said that Portia has said out of her own mouth, which I thought was crazy, is like, Portia, you know how many dicks Portia done set on since Cordell was in the picture, and you want to go all the way back to Cordell talking about, you said things about Cordell. You call Cordell a queen. You said Cordell was had anal beads. You said you was willing to overlook some things when it came to
Right.
Cordell.
You said
So
you had to clean up his image. Bitch, you said it. You said those things. So now it's kind of like uh, you want to talk about revisiting the past, and I quote: You told Kenya that she needed to oh it's the past, so you should be able to talk about it. Well, let's talk about the shit you said about the man you were married to, and why you didn't get no money out of it.
that's what I
Why
didn't
your shit
understand.
was
I
on the
didn't
side of the
understand why
road.
Portia, and I didn't understand why Portia was, Portia talking so much?
Well, we know why she was talking so much. She was a mime through the whole season. Your story, it wasn't entertaining. Yeah, many women, no shame, many women go through what you went through. You got a man that got this money and that's willingly cheating on your ass, and he know that he got this money, so he know you gonna come back, and he know you gonna stay there, and you gonna sign that prenup.
She'd be a fool not to. I'd sign the prenup and have his ass put an infidelity clause, because you know he's gonna cheat again because the bar is on the floor.
Come on, bitch, exactly. But she not gonna do that because you know why?
Less than
What
smart.
was what was the who was it? Was it the scarecrow on Dorothy on the Wizard of Oz that wanted the brain? Who wanted the
Yeah,
brain?
it was a scarecrow.
Well, if I only had a brain, she ain't got it.
I really was rooting for Portia this season, and I didn't understand
Me
why.
too.
I didn't understand why she was coming for Kenya, and
You know
Kenya
why?
did not say nothing about her.
She
Even no,
again.
even wait, even at the beginning of the season, when they asked Kenya about Dennis and Portia's situation, and
She
Kenya
chose not
said,
to talk about it
she was like, "I'm not talking about nothing because I got my own
because
problem.
my I got my own shit. Like I
I'm
got my
not
own
saying
stuff.
shit."
So you're right.
And she kept her word. She didn't say nothing about Portia. And every time she was in her confessional, she was talking about Kenya. And I'm like, what, girl? I don't understand what's going on.
You know what's going on? She's not interesting. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yes, I Portia brings something to the Housewives of Atlanta. What it is, I don't fucking know.
Well, in every
Well,
well,
I guess she
I was
speaks
gonna say in every friend group, you have to have one that's a little
the dumb
ditzy.
girl. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you got it. But she does not understand the concept behind loyalty.
I don't know what's
Like
wrong.
she don't get it. It don't register here. Like she just be
But then she's going.
Like Kenya said before, girl, bitch, you just be talking and you don't know what the fuck you talking about unless you got a dick in your mouth.
She
Now
said that.
when it comes
So if
to
we want to go back, we could take stuff
right,
back.
that's what we should have went because bitch, when it comes to sucking dick, knee pads, you got that on lock, my girl.
And
Like
wait,
girl, like come on, like, right, like so, bitch, you gotta.
accept your past. Accept your past. That's what she was talking to Kenya. Accept your past. I didn't
Ex-
understand why. I didn't understand why Portia was so like with Kenya. I think it was the. I think it was the liquor. I think it was the liquor because
yeah,
Kenya
yeah.
didn't say nothing. Every time it was something about Kenya, it was Portia talking. Even Nene didn't talk as much as Portia was talking. And everybody's like, "Oh, Portia took part one. You was doing all that talking, and you
Portia
look
didn't. No,
like
she
a damn
did not.
fool.
She
You look
didn't.
like a
I don't
damn
give a fuck
fool."
who. I don't give. And I wish we said this earlier. So for these people who like Portia and Nene and all them, this not where you want to be.
No,
It's not what you want to be
no,
because she made absolutely no sense. Like, girl, you're creating conflict with this woman for what?
right for
Like, it
nothing.
was like,
For
like
Nene,
I
you
really
on
don't
the
know. Like,
wrong
right?
team. You are really on the wrong team, Portia. I don't get it. I don't understand why she keeps doing that. If y'all can tell us in the comments, why do you think that Portia is coming
Please,
for Kenya? And even at
right?
the beginning of the season, we're like, okay, they got their babies. We're gonna see them, create this new type of friendship, and that did not happen. And that
Mm-mm.
did not happen.
Well,
But
I think King tried, but
yeah,
as we can
well,
see, Portia didn't give a fuck. Like she was. I think Portia, POOR-SHA, was trying to attempt
I'm just
to
gonna leave it off.
trying to attempt to she's just trying to attempt to secure her spot for next season. She know what it is.
Yeah, because I think just like you said, like I mean, it seems to work. The storyline of the woman getting, done wrong by the man in a relationship and going back. That formula seems to work. So Portia, I don't think Portia will not be on next season just because of that. I think people probably might want to see her and Dennis go through. I don't understand. They might want to see her and Dennis go through it. To me, I feel like she's very. But we're not even on that. We're getting so much off topic. We're not even on Portia. I did appreciate Candy saying something supportive about Kenya in that moment and her relationship with Mark, and saying that they got a beautiful daughter out of this. I think it was a part of them being away from each other. I don't think it has anything to do with karma. I think it has to do with the circumstances and how they entered the relationship. They got married, had a baby, live on two different coasts. That could be the reason why they're having these problems in their relationship.
Right.
Um, and I'm glad that Nene, what's that girl's name? Candy
Candy,
said that.
the
So,
favorite.
yeah, child. So then they asked, I'm not here for Candy. So you know how they asked,
Bitch, I'm gonna
um,
spit this drink out.
you know how they asked Nene, did she regret saying that Kenya used an egg from someone else to have Brooklyn? And she said no, she didn't regret it. But then Eva goes, that's wonderful for a grandmother to say, such wonderful
How
for a
becoming of
grandmother.
a grandmother to say
Her
that.
they was in her ass. And
One point
then
for Neve, one point for her.
she goes, "This ain't
Eva.
your fight. This ain't your fight." And then they started going at it. Girl, I was on the red carpet before you was on the red carpet, and you was trying to meet me. And then she was like, "You was on the red carpet how many years ago? 17 years ago." But it doesn't matter.
Why do
Every
they do that?
every
Why
person
do they try to discredit people?
because it removes what they're trying to say about you. If I take away an accomplishment of yours, then I can really, you know create this narrative around, I don't care, I'm going to discredit you because it doesn't work with my ammunition. But it's true. Every one of those women, Candy, Eva, Cynthia, who else? Kenya, all
Kenya.
had jobs and careers, and everybody knew who they were before the Real Housewives of Atlanta. No one knew who Nene was prior to the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That was her claim to fame.
Her scene in the Fighting Temptations was cut. So that was the only movie she had ever been in. I read Nene's first book, okay? So
I didn't even know that.
yeah, she was in
That's
the
some new
Fighting
shit to me.
Temptations.
I didn't
And,
even know that.
and guess what? Guess what she played?
A choir director or a homeless person?
A stripper. Not a crying director, deal. Not a
They
crying
should have cut her as
director.
a stripper. Could you? Oh, let's take a pause. Could you imagine? To this day, from viewing the mug shots and all, because they're out there, I couldn't imagine her stripping. Like, what club was that at?
She was in Athens, Georgia, diva. What kind of
Okay,
strip
I live
club?
in. Okay, well, I do live in Georgia, and even in Athens, Georgia, it's predominantly white. So, like, what was she doing? Was she like the ticket master, like
Diva.
the person taking the tickets at the club? Like,
I said Nene.
I just don't
I
see
think that
her.
Nene is a fun. I feel like Nene is a fun person outside of women that are not. I think she's intimidated by women who are more accomplished. Calling Kenya Skinya, talking about her butt. These are the same tired reads that you
Read
got
like it, like, and
tired.
no one. She like you, and how it doesn't have any power because no one acknowledges that. Girl,
Okay, girl. She,
look,
okay,
girl,
okay, girl.
girl.
Okay, girl. But my thing is, how can Nene say to Sheree, don't talk about my kids, and then you are talking about this woman and you want her to get over it. But Portia can have this vendetta against Eva, right? I can't
Mhm.
stand Eva. I'll never forgive you. But y'all want Kenya to get over the comment, but the Buffalo comment.
It's never been fair when it comes to Kenya. Never
But that's
been fair.
but Nene feels the same way. Nene feels like every time I do something, Kenya can get away with it. I can't get away with it. And a lot
Yeah,
of people
because Kenya
think that,
apologizes. Kenya apologizes and admits to her faults. You don't,
yeah,
Buffalo. Cause you the
now
real Buffalo, not
you
Kenya.
real
You're
Buffalo,
the Buffalo, bitch. Let's talk about that.
right? Let's talk about who's the real Buffalo.
Girl, come
And
on, cause I'm
and
ready to
like
tan to
and,
that bitch too.
and like I said, Nene, her children look just like her.
Just like her. And
Just like
Kenya didn't want to say what it was. Your children are ugly. I'm gonna say it. I ain't got no goddamn kids. Possibly will never have no motherfucking kids, so I don't even care. Your children are ugly and they look like you because your ass is ugly too. How about that?
and that's
Send me a cease and desist, bitch.
look.
And ain't no allegedly in there. Your kids are ugly. Period.
Diva,
Ba
wait.
ba da ba ba da ba.
Bop, bop.
Kenya more hair care.
Diva, wait, wait.
Fuck
Diva,
her.
she said her kid, we can understand. You mad at Portia. Everybody that called that baby Dennis. Everybody has called
She looks like Dennis.
that's like her
Portia,
daddy.
baby, she's not ugly at all. I don't know what, like, but Portia, you think your man ugly, so that's how you mad because they're saying that they look like they look like your man. That's what you mad. But you laying on your back for $1, bitch. $1, $1, girl.
Diva. Diva. Yeah, I can't believe these hoes. I cannot believe them.
The
I
fuck?
can't believe it. It's like the logic, girl. How are you mad? How are you mad at Eva forever? I will never forgive you. I will never. Okay, but Kenya's supposed to get over the Buffalo comment. She wasn't talking
Right.
about your baby. You know your man is ugly, just like Nate said. You know your man is ugly. So when everybody said that, She looked like Dennis, and Eva only said it after Cynthia said it, because Cynthia said it, and she said, "Yes, girl, looking like Dennis over there with a bow on." But now
And
you
Nina
mad at her
done said it
forever,
like 5 times on the
right,
show. Baby
girl?
Dennis, baby Dennis, baby Dennis. Yeah, all that.
Kenya said that Nene looked like a white girl in Jag. She didn't know if she was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion or White
Did
Chicks.
I got off the couch and walked away.
She called her a
Now
struggle housewife.
that was a read.
And then when Nene put her computer screen down, she said, "Girl, you need to come back. You need all them checks."
Bitch, you done missed all these episodes. You done missed all these episodes. You need to come back because you know you need that check.
Man, that was a
And look, Diva, did you hear? She even Nene. See, she's just so dumb.
what?
She always call other people dumb. Girl, you so dumb. You read yourself, bitch. You gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, this is the first time I ever owned the house. This is the first time I owned the house."
She ain't never bought a house before. Girl, what did you just say out
Girl,
of your mouth? Boss bitch.
why
Did
would
you
you
just say,
say
why
that?
did you say that on
Not
that?
this rich bitch. Not the
You
highest
ain't
paid
never owned a
housewife of
house.
Atlanta.
Never owned a
You
house.
just own the house, girl.
Girl. Eva said,
Diva,
I
you
can't
owned the house in Atlanta
wait.
before she did.
Okay. I
And
sure
I did
did.
too.
Come on,
How about
Eva.
that?
How about that? All under 35, bitch. Under 35. And that's what Eva tried to say. I'm younger than all of y'all, and I got my first house.
Right.
You ain't no spring chicken, girl. I don't know what
And you
Portia.
are an age 10, like Eva said to Portia. An age 10.
She let her have it. You need those checks, girl. Here comes Marlo and Tanya. Nene finally comes back. So they talk about Candy being KMZ.
So hold on, wait, Diva, before we get into that. I think they came in too soon. What do you think?
I think they
Like
brought
they
them
came out of
in.
nowhere.
Honey, Nene needed support.
So that's why, because she was being
That's why
dragged.
they brought her in there, because Portia
Okay.
wasn't doing it enough. She
She
need
couldn't help her
Marlo.
out.
And you
Yeah.
you heard Tanya chiming in. She told Kenya that she didn't think that it was that deep when they was talking to how Wendy talked about Nene like that girl over
It
that
was
that
that deep.
girl over. It
Listen,
was that
Pennywise.
deep.
You listen, Pennywise, with your goddamn one motherfucking red balloon and shit and whatever else that clown got in the sewer. And I'm gonna say that one more time, in the sewer. Like your girl Nina like to do. This ain't even your show. But
Right? Why are you
bitch, you
here?
you 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 almost a cameraman at this point. Like girl, like you don't even exist to these girls. They don't even
Eva.
talk about you like that,
I
sweetie.
don't know why they brought them in there, but I think I really believe it was for Nene to give Nene some support.
Right.
So Portia said something about Eva's breast, but Portia was also offended by a C-section scar comment. So you're talking about a woman who just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about her natural breast being saggy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Saying there's social distancing. That was cute, but you can't be offended by somebody talking about your C-section scar because
Mm-hmm.
both of those things are attributed
Right.
to having children.
Mm-hmm.
So Portia,
And
what?
they're reads. You know what I'm saying? You know, I too, like my girl Rachel, I have experienced both of those.
Who are you talking about, Rachel Dolezal? I too am a black woman, girl. That is your girl. I wonder if she watched it tonight.
But
So
yeah,
we're not
but
talking about
it makes
kids.
sense what you say though. It makes sense. Like,
I don't get Portia.
make it
I
make
understand what
sense,
Portia. Yeah,
dude.
Portia.
Like, girl, make it make sense.
My thing is, Portia, if you're gonna chime in, make it make sense. Number one, you're offended by the C-section comment, but you talked about Eva's breast. Then you turn around and tell Eva that you're never going to forgive her for making a comment about PJ looking like Dennis, but Kenya should get over the Buffalo comment because that wasn't really talking about her daughter.
And you forgive your husband for fucking sticking his dick in somebody else. Well, not your husband, but your fiance, or whatever the fuck he is today, because it's changed throughout the season. Congratulations, girlfriend.
So they got on Eva about the nappy heads comment about
Right.
her saying I think that Kenya explained it very well, being a light skinned woman with light hair and your grade of hair, talking saying that somebody has a nappy head, girl,
I do like
be sensitive.
yeah. I think what it was I think how Eva is. I think Eva retaliates a lot and kind of goes for it. So I think Kenya set that up so she wouldn't. I think King kind of explained to her what it's like being a darker skinned woman versus a light skinned woman. And I appreciate that. And Eva I hope Eva took it.
Yeah, I think she
You
did, and I
know,
think it
yeah,
because the way that Kenya
yeah.
framed it and
Mm-hmm,
delivered it, she was doing it in a loving, constructive way, and
mm-hmm.
I think that she took it. And I think it was great. So
Received,
they
well received, yeah.
so they got on Nene and they were talking about all her broken friendships and her apology tour, and how the so hard without how you Portia saying it was so hard without you. Andy asked Nene, did she seek counsel with Wendy Williams? And she said no, she didn't. But didn't she call and ask how she should treat these girls? How should she be with these girls? And she said, be
Well, she
loving.
was going to Greece.
Yeah, she was like, be loving, be a girlfriend, or something like that. Something Wendy was giving her advice on. But Tanya told Kenya that it wasn't that deep. And it was that deep because the way that Wendy Williams talked about talked about Nene and the rest of the wives, I'm not going to be over there slumming it. She called you a damn hood rat. I'm not going to be over there
And Kenya,
slumming.
because Nina's so dumb, Kenya broke it down for her. She basically discredited your friendship. You don't hold a place in my life like that. Like I don't give a and, and she did this on her platform.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was some social media shit or a bitch caught me talking
It
in the
was a
streets
hot
about it.
topic, honey.
It was a hot topic like that. I remember watching it. Nene is that friend over there.
That's and then Tanya goes, it's not that deep. Didn't I tell you? Tanya is one of those girlfriends that will encourage you to make the stupidest mistake. She's not a friend. She's
Cause
over
she's
there.
stupid because she been engaged for 10 fucking years. But hmm.
We'll wait until we get on her. Um, so they talked about Candy, and Candy said since she was in a neutral place with everybody, she felt like she could, go around. It wasn't really her carrying the bone, but we know Candy is messy and she'll do anything and talk about everybody to everybody else so that she can avoid really talking about herself, even though she did let us into her life a little bit with her and Todd. We haven't even got on that yet. But calling Nene that girl over there, it was exactly that. It was exactly that Nene thrives like Funky Dineva. I know that you really don't care about Funky Dineva, but Funky Dineva
I
said that
don't.
he said that Nene is a type of woman who thrives off the associations that she has with people, and Wendy is an association for her. They it works. They're both. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, but Wendy really dogs Nene out. Like she doesn't. I don't
Right.
think she even when she answers the phone, "Hi, Nene." Like, girl, you're bothering
Right.
me. What do you
Hmm?
want? So,
Right.
Candy said that she thinks that Kenya's or Nene's relationship with Wendy is strategic. Do you think that is strategic?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nene entered into the season with no one wanting to film with her. That is an official cast member. Let's
Right.
just keep it what it is. And you can't go about it filming with or how it's portrayed filming with people who are friends.
And Nene didn't even really like chime in. And they were like, Nene, what do you? Because everybody else had something to say. And then he finally asked Nene, well, what do you think? And she was like, no, I don't think it's strategic. And what else did she say? That and then Kenya was like, you need her. You need
You're
Wendy
right, both yeah.
because and
She
did
she
you hear
needed
Kenya?
Wendy.
Did you hear Kenya tell Nene that Hollywood wasn't checking for her?
I didn't, but but
She told her,
Hollywood not checking. It's not. Look, Nene. If you're watching, because you love to get reads on them gays, but you're gonna get a read from a gay to you. Hollywood is not checking for you. You have not been on Hollywood since that canceled ass season or whatever show that was because it didn't last that long. So I don't even remember. But when's the last time? And I don't want to hear about Coach Roz when you was on Glee. Glee don't no longer exist or anything
playing
like that.
herself, playing
But what are
herself.
you on now? What are you on now? What are you on now besides in Duluth or Lawrenceville? Bitch, you live in Gwinnett County.
Don't even live in
It's not
Atlanta.
Atlanta. You don't even live in Atlanta. You don't have the Fulton County. You can't even say you're in Fulton County, girl. Who's
Who is
your
your
mayor?
who is your congressperson?
Are y'all still on quarantine or are they letting y'all out? Girl, what's going
Right.
on?
So Portia started talking about Kenya and Cynthia's relationship. Here we are again saying that Cynthia and Kenya's relationship is lackluster because they started getting on Portia and Nene being friends again and thinking that it was not sincere. And she was like, I know you want to think that that is your big sis and your little sis. And she was like, your relationship, I didn't understand what Portia was talking about, that her and Cynthia's relationship was lackluster. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
What was she talking about? Like, Portia, what are you talking about? Portia just
Well, one
came
she
off
she
drunk and
well
stupid to
well,
me.
well one yeah she was definitely drunk because girl you went from cognac and Red Bull to
Hennessy.
probably mimosa. Like girl, what are you doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
it was a
But
mess.
it wasn't even relevant to the conversation.
Right. And then she was
So
like,
that's
come
what
on.
confuses me.
She was like,
What are you talking about?
pause, everybody. What was she saying? I was like, girl, I wish I could play it.
I got my receipts. I got my receipts, but she only came with that shit because Kenya read them girls with her goddamn marriage certificate,
She sure did. Now,
and that's what it's so bad. And when she did this, Ken, you a nasty, you a nasty stick me
so
bitch for that one.
so you know the people are gonna say that
Uh,
it's
if I
fake.
was gonna say it's fake, but well, let me tell you this: you can't get no stamps right now because the office is not open.
Oh,
Everything closed.
Jesus. You know they're gonna say Kenya's marriage certificate is fake. And
Child,
then
yeah,
of course, Nene
the
didn't
dumbest.
care. She didn't care. She didn't care for it then. She was like, oh, she didn't
But
want to.
you notice no one said anything. No one said anything
No one
about
said
it
anything.
because they knew what it was.
So Portia says that she has a receipt of Kenya talking about Cynthia. Cynthia, even Kenya was like, "Girl, that doesn't even make sense. Why would I talk about Cynthia to my mortal enemy?"
And like Ken said, like she said, Andy, I will send it to you, but don't publish it. If it's that deep of a receipt, why can't he publish it?
And
Because
then
like,
go ahead,
and then Ken said, well, send it to the group.
read it, send it to everybody,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense for Kenya to talk about Cynthia to Portia. And then Kenya brought out some old receipt about Celebrity Apprentice. I was cooking and I thought about it. I said,
Come
she's
on, cooking.
lying. Kenya was not telling the truth. Kenya said that might have been said about Portia, that Celebrity Apprentice comment, but that's not what Kenya was talking about. That it was something else. It was something else in that group text that Portia said about Nene that Kenya's not really saying because they already said they weren't going to say it. So because they weren't going to say it, you know how Kenya is with Candy, because her and Candy said that they weren't going to say anything. So to me, I felt like Kenya's just saying that, like, let me just bring up this old receipt and pull up something. But then Portia turned around and is bringing up Cordell. It's like, why are you guys bringing up these old things? But then I'm trying to figure out, Portia saying that it happened this season, that Kenya was talking about Cynthia. Even Cynthia was like, girl, I don't believe that. I
Right.
feel like, to me, Portia's pulling the old, and I just don't understand why Portia is doing all the talking, because You didn't even have a problem with Kenya at all. Like you're really doing the most.
Mm.
You didn't have a problem with Kenya, and now all of a sudden you have a problem with her, and you bringing up old stuff and sending receipts and sending like, girl, what are you doing? And you about to look real stupid. She's about to look dumb as hell. And what else happened? Anything else happened after that? She knows what you're
Um,
up to. She said that Kenya's message was like, I know what Cynthia's up to. Girl, what are you talking about?
yeah, yeah,
Portia,
what you
you're
say?
not
Like,
even
it don't
making
make
any
sense.
sense. Send it to all of us, she said. Girl, it was so hard without you. It is so hard without you. Oh,
Like Kenya told Nene, you are a nobody,
she told her.
untalented person.
She told her. She told her you nobody. She said you a struggle housewife. Can you really let her have it?
She did. She did. She gathered her.
Nene
Did you
didn't
watch?
do much. Oh, I
Nene,
had a
Nene,
little bit on.
I don't understand people like, oh yeah, Nene Red can't wear. I don't see where she. Oh,
Let's
Portia came for her wear. Portia, you are a yellow short bus riding, tired through and delayed.
She is. You just
Crooked letter, humpback, crooked letter eye, wig wearing bitch. Like, girl, you can't come for nobody on nothing.
nothing. And I
Like,
don't understand why she's talking so much. Like, girl, shut up. Let if you really I feel like you trying to help Nene out. And that's why and I don't know
cause,
why.
but it was like the damn Titanic. Like they hit the iceberg. Nene hit the iceberg, and Portia trying to come in and save the bitches, but Jack and I don't know the other bitch name in the Titanic. They holding hands going in the water. Y'all both
Drowning.
fucking sinking. Like, bitch,
Drowning.
shut the fuck up.
They don't even make sense. I was like, what are you talking what is Portia talking about? And
It's
then
like the,
well, Candy made a good point. I love the point that Candy made. Like, girl, Nene dogged you out while you was pregnant, and you're like, oh, it was so hard without you, and you felt like Nene was supposed to be there for you while you was pregnant, going through your mess.
when she
But
was there, when we was at up front, and I was in the bathroom crying,
crying over who,
girl.
Dennis or
When she
Cordell? Like,
Cordell,
girl,
but girl, when I was going through my divorce, she was there. But girl, you was pregnant with your baby that you couldn't have with Cordell. I'm gonna put that shit out there because you couldn't have with the nigga. You couldn't have the baby with his ass, so you had it with this other man who got this money. That we already know what's going on with that.
right?
But now it was important to you that she wasn't there, especially when you were going through the shit you was going through with that nigga. Girl, he was going to cheat on your ass. He seen what you about.
I really
You
believe that.
date Africans in Atlanta who
Listen,
fucking sucking and doing anything for
I
a
really,
dollar.
I really believe that Dennis and Portia was like the fun party girl. Like, this is the girl I'm gonna have fun with and party, and then she wound up pregnant. Cause I don't think he's ever gonna marry her. I'm sorry.
Maybe not, but based on what the street said about Dennis' track record, he is the one that loves any and everything that he's with.
I mean, he
That's
got
why he got 20 bitches on his damn body.
on his back the Declaration of
Tattoos.
Independence, bitch, on this nigga's
He
back.
got Shaniqua. What was that song? Tell me what you want from me. And then makes us call them hoes out. He got every bitch on his ass. Down to his fucking toes.
But she's taking him back and don't talk about her marriage and
You
her husband.
bet not talk about
And
my
that
man.
and that's why Tanya is encouraging that. So her and Portia could be engaged. Portia gonna be engaged for Dennis 8 years, and then Tanya's gonna be going on
Tan
10 years.
Tan ain't gonna be picking up her
My
goddamn
forever
plot
partner.
from when she going to be buried. When she damn an old lady and want to be buried, she gonna be picking out damn her plot in the damn cemetery.
My forever
Still
partner.
talking about what my goddamn. I'm gonna be married,
When
girl.
they
You
chose
come
my forever partner later in life, girl, shut your ass up back
right.
there.
You buying all that goddamn Chanel, but your damn lights was dim as fuck on this goddamn reunion, bitch. Fuck her. With a fuck her,
She didn't want
bitch.
to. She didn't want to be.
You invest in all this goddamn Chanel, but bitch, you couldn't invest in the goddamn like. Bitch, you could have got that. Y'all filmed the goddamn reunion what two weeks ago. Bitch, you could have got that shit on the damn. Y'all filmed the reunion on a Thursday. You could have ordered that shit on Amazon Prime on a goddamn Saturday. That shit would have been there by fucking Wednesday.
Crazy.
At least with this goddamn pandemic, a new light. But you didn't do all that. But you posing with Chanel. Is the house yours or is it? What's the man's
Pause.
name? Who let him talk to the goddamn cooking ladies and shit like
Pause.
that?
So we see Portia like to go back. We're gonna end it off, D, because Portia like to go back to Nene, who dogged her out while she was pregnant, and Dennis, who dogged her out when she was pregnant. So we see a pattern for Portia. I don't understand why Portia was doing the most talking on this reunion. I don't know who she was backing up. You trying to argue about things about Cordell that happened 6 years ago. How many years ago was that when she was Cordell? 5 or 6 years ago. So we're
Yeah,
gonna see what's gonna
they
happen.
entered into the season one, two. They were on season 5. They
4.
came in on season 5.
Yeah, they came in on season 4. Okay, so Candy and Nene are gonna get into it next week because they start talking about their relationship. And so we're gonna see. So we'll be back next week, Diva, so we can talk a little bit more about the
We
rest of it.
sure will.
Overall, I think it was pretty good. I was excited. I'm glad they did well. We didn't lose any of the like energy. I don't think that was
Mm-hmm.
lost too much. I think it actually them being at home makes them be a little bit more aggressive because they don't have
Mm-hmm.
anybody there stopping them as we can see in Portia's behavior. She's very rah rah. She's
Yeah,
very like
but
I was
she not like that. She's not like that sitting on those couches.
yeah, but Portia likes to fight because she doesn't have the words.
Cause
So
she has the word. She's not a wordsmith.
right, so her and so either that's why she's over there with Nene because Nene gets loud and she
Mm-hmm.
don't have so she either gets loud and then Portia will be ready to fight. So that's
Right.
what it is. So overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was I think they did good. We didn't miss nothing. I don't think we lost anything. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Let's get down in the
Mm-hmm.
comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. This is a long video, almost an hour long, Diva. We hitting
Mm-hmm.
an hour.
Well,
You had your last
let me just
thought.
say this. I'm typically not in the comments, but I'm gonna be in the comments this time. And if you got anything crazy to say, bitch, I'm coming. Full
Y'all
throttle.
think I'm bad.
I'm coming.
Y'all
I'm
think
coming.
y'all think
The
I'm
diva
bad.
is a mess. The diva is a mess, but I'm not gonna filter for y'all hoes. Please have your face covered up, or don't even have a face at all because
That's
I'm gonna go
usually
for
the
that
ones. Usually ones that
first.
talk the most shit.
That's what I'm gonna go for first.
They got
Hide behind those.
a letter. Hide behind a letter.
Right. Dot da dot dot da dot
Dot,
dot.
dot. All right, y'all. Y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy, and we'll see you
And
guys.
y'all subscribe to my motherfucking girl. Subscribe to
Yes.
her channel. And you
Subscribe.
like this shit. Even if you don't like the shit, like it. How about that? Like
Thank
it.
you.
I said it.
All right, y'all. Take care of each other. Peace.